When we first meet someone exciting, our brains flood with dopamine and oxytocin. It feels incredible. But biologically, we are wired to confuse this initial chemical fireworks display with genuine long-term compatibility. Falling for that cognitive trap carries a heavy price tag. You invest months, sometimes years, into a connection based purely on that early high, only to find your emotional reserves completely drained when the relationship stalls. This creates an agonizing internal conflict. You find yourself debating your own instincts, wondering if you are overthinking normal relationship bumps or willfully ignoring bright red flags. To find clarity, you must look past the dating fantasy, the high passion and sweet words, and focus exclusively on behavioral evidence. Let the fantasy blur out to reveal reality: inconsistent behavior, poor conflict resolution, and ambiguity. This data matters. Relying on chemistry and words alone is a high-risk gamble. Choosing a partner without looking at their actions leads directly to emotional burnout. Faramarz Kowsari's The Right Man Selection Guide defines a healthy relationship as a conscious construction. It is an intentional build rather than a lucky accident. This construction requires you to write down your non-negotiable standards before you ever enter a relationship. If you wait until your heart is involved, your mind will manufacture excuses to rationalize bad behavior. The ultimate defense against emotional volatility is detaching your self-worth from a partner's pursuit. When your value is rooted in yourself, his attention, or lack of it, becomes information to observe, rather than a verdict on your lovability. Choosing a partner is the highest stakes investment of your life. Evaluating a candidate requires an audit of their operational reality, not an analysis of their marketing. Protecting your future requires a strategic delay. You must create a deliberate time gap between feeling that initial attraction and making a final choice. This graph illustrates why delay is mandatory. As honeymoon hormones drop, behavioral data rises, creating a highlighted clarity zone. Here, we see the divergence when words and actions don't align. Reliability is tested by comparing romantic promises against small, daily decisions. Staying in prolonged ambiguity, waiting for actions to catch up to words, consumes your psychological energy and wears down your self-esteem. Stress reveals character. Instead of making excuses for a partner's behavior during a busy week, treat those reactions as objective data. True emotional safety is found in the rigorous consistency of daily execution, not in beautiful promises. Successful relationships require boundaries regarding time, respect for intimacy, and financial clarity. These must be defined and communicated before the relationship reaches a crisis point. Saying a firm no acts as the ultimate diagnostic test for a partner's emotional maturity. It reveals how they handle a situation where they don't get what they want. On this quadrant chart, testing his reaction to no sits in the high-effort, high-impact zone. A healthy partner communicates and respects your agency. A manipulator reacts with sulking, guilt-tripping, or pressure. Once you state a boundary, maintain it. Weakening your position with endless apologies or justifications only invites the other person to push back further. A healthy boundary protects your own peace and dignity. This is distinct from unhealthy control, which tries to restrict a partner's freedom to soothe your own anxiety. While setting boundaries creates a risk of friction, it acts as a permanent, high-efficiency filter to remove manipulators from your life. To see true character, watch how they treat people from whom they gain no benefit, like service workers. Here, the mask of dating performance drops. Selective respect is a glaring red flag. That charm is a temporary tactic used to win you over, not a reflection of his actual character. The rule of 3 eliminates emotional guesswork using a mathematical approach to behavior. First offense, a mistake, observe. Second offense, a warning, communicate a boundary. Third offense, a confirmed pattern, identify it and trigger a consequence. Shifting your mindset to empirical pattern recognition forces the hard decisions that prevent future heartbreak. The price of securing a healthy, high ROI relationship is the willingness to face uncomfortable realities today. Those who fear being alone or tie their self-worth to a partner's pursuit are at the highest risk for ignoring red flags. When chemistry runs high, the brain's logic centers are suppressed. In this state, it is easy to forget to ask the right questions. Giving up the comforting illusion of a romantic fantasy is the mandatory, non-negotiable entry fee for a durable partnership. Petting through the emotional fog requires a structured, fast, and objective evaluation method. Faramarz Kowsari's The Right Man Clarity Checklist serves as a brilliant diagnostic tool, telling you exactly what to look for in a partner. This 50-question checklist acts as a cognitive anchor, scoring the relationship based on evidence rather than confusion. You can access this checklist for free by searching for the author's name in Google Books. To implement the complete system, find the Right Man Selection Guide on Gumroad, which includes exclusive bonus gifts.